Hello again everyone, welcome back to Landric Plays, and what could possibly be the penultimate episode of Let's Play Hand of Fate. Let's see how we get on.
Ah, the King of Plague.
That's right, we are up against the King of Plague, more filthy giant rat men. So he gives us Wrath of Food. In combat, each counter-attack the player inflicts double damage and loses 1 food. Interesting, so we're incentivized to not counter, because I am always running terribly low on food. And time distortion. In combat, everybody moves 20% faster and receives plus 50% damage from all sources, so everything is going to be super hectic. So I'm going to try and not counter as much as I can, and just dodge and roll, and see if I can get by on just doing that. And we get some extra challenges that are probably
He has grown
horrible.
in the dark, surviving every challenge and feasting upon the bones of every single failure.
Yeah, well, we'll see what we can do about that. More recommended equipment and things, and then we'll go and play around with them. I still haven't got Mortal Whimsy. I am still really keen to find out what it does. I am still going to replace something in my deck with it. Let's chuck out Undead Bane, because meh. So we do have a lot of weapons to choose from. Actually, I'm not sure I necessarily need all of these, so I'll put one of those back and we'll probably replace it with Enormous Shield, maybe? Berserker Armor. If we're like moving super fast, it seems like a good thing to do. I really want to find out what the Mithril does. Fate's Folly I don't really think we need. Neither that. What does the Hag's Raps do again? Each strike inflicts a curse. Nice, but not necessarily essential. Get rid of the Damocles. Berserker Ring to go with our Berserker Armor, perhaps. Healer's Ring, that gives us gold every time we heal. So if we're not at full health after we leave an encounter, every step we take we'll eat some food, we'll heal, hopefully. So that could be useful. What other things have we got that we can see? We've got so many things that we've never even seen, let alone equipped. Let's chuck that in, chuck that in. Chuck that in. Prophecy. And I don't know, the Enormous Shield. We'll go with that. 32 and 32. That should be good. Then we'll just double check our encounters. So we've got a bunch of new ones that I'll keep. This one looks like it could be exciting. So we've still not beaten the Holy Forge because we need that metal ore to bring with us. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Tempted to keep this, but I think I'll get rid of it. I'll get rid of this. Get rid of this. We've defeated this one. I'm not sure. I mean, it got us some fairly nice stuff, but meh. This one is half of our food for a blessing, which is nice, but meh. These ones both involve us trekking somewhere across the map, which isn't necessarily good. This one I think I'll hang on to because a free weapon, if we get it at the start of the game, that'll be quite good. That's interesting. This one doesn't count as having a token. Unless it doubles up somewhere down here. But I don't think it does. Interesting. Oh, we better... neither does this one. So this one requires 3 rings to get past, so that's a bit tricky. This one requires 3 different skill checks of increasing difficulty. Druids, Sea Journey, Trial by Combat, Wandering Minstrels. Oh, we've still got quite a lot of room in our thing. So let's put all of the ones we've not seen. They sound exciting. And then we'll look for some ones that'll help us out. I think Help the Locals will help us if we... So we've seen it before. Combat, max health, food, gold, blessing, equipment. So we paid them some food last time. So hopefully this time when we see them, they'll give us something good. What else do we want? I guess we'll put some of these back in. We'll put Embertown Hero back in, because that's... I remember that having a fair few good things. And we still got to find an extra 2. Okay. Maybe I was a bit too quick to remove stuff. Let's put these 2 back in. There we go. And that's our deck built, so let's crack on. Oop, did I deselect? Oh well. There we go.
The king will not respond to your normal tactics. In fact, he will make you work harder for less gain than ever.
I don't want to work hard for less gain, and that looked like there were a lot of max health reduction cards in there, which, like, 30% max health reduction is really, really bad. Then again, if we suffer some health reduction and then get it, it's actually not the end of the world, because we'll be losing less, comparatively. But it'll still be quite painful.
So much destruction you have wrought. Once this is done and the Rat King chews upon your bones, it will be an age before I can find new pieces to face those who come to play.
Sorry about that. So, once per encounter, the player may choose to discard randomly drawn monster cards and draw again. I mean, I don't know how much we'll use it, but it's still medium armor, so we'll certainly replace that. We also get Toxic Blood, which means we might poison attackers.
Indeed.
Winding Trail. So just straight up fight. 3 of Dust, yeah, we can handle that easily. Give them all give them all of our gold, or hit them with a stick. I think we'll hit them with a stick. So remember, no countering. Just gonna dodge and dodge and dodge. Oh yeah, everyone's moving really fast. This is very weird. Oop, dodge. Pow, pow, pow. Dodge. Knock him down again. He's just standing there, he doesn't count. So they should be taking, is it 50% more damage from all sources? So we'll probably cut them down to size quite speedily. There we go. Now, fancy new armour. It looks quite stylish. So that's sort of a taste of what's to come. Everyone's going to be running around. That's exciting. We get an equipment card. We get a shield breaker. Only 27 base damage, but pressing 1 will perform a devastating attack, ignoring the opponent's blocking action. I mean, that doesn't sound super fantastic, but it is. It's still an upgrade over our previous weapon, so we'll hang on to it, but maybe we'll swap it out later. So, the tavern.
Ever and always the lure of treasure moves you forward.
I mean,
there is no game without a prize.
We're not solely driven by lure of treasure. Sometimes we're doing our civic... No, okay, it's treasure. In a tavern you meet a ship's captain. Pirates have taken over my ship, the Drunken Wench. Help me reclaim her and I'll share whatever treasure remains in her hold. Alright, we'll help. So we'll try and... Huge success, wonderful. When you reach the pier, you inquire about the Drunken Wench, only to discover it berthed at an abandoned jetty. I'm sorry, lad. I swear I didn't leave her here yesterday. That's the last time I drink Dulcian brandy for sure. The shamefaced captain gives you some supplies for your trouble, so there were no pirates after all. 2 game cards, though. For free, basically. Didn't even have to fight any pirates, so 70 gold.
I'm sure you're grateful for that.
But we don't get the token. That's a bit annoying. Goblins. Being stout and meek, goblins know they cannot use strength or fierce to survive. They rely on more mischievous methods. They steal from you when you're asleep and escape through magical portals. Scavengers of the earth tell tale of hidden vaults that these goblins hide their ill-gotten loot in. Their portals are made by dark magic, unkind to all but themselves.
A challenge for you, and a token if you succeed.
One night you awaken to find your belongings have been rifled through by goblins. As soon as they notice you stirring, they run away with your weapon. They run away with my weapon? Oh, okay, well, it's not the best weapon, but it's the principle of the thing. They also have stolen some of your food and gold. I'm more annoyed about the food and gold, to be honest. So how much did they take, or do we not find out yet? 5 food, 20 gold. That's a bit annoying. So 2 goblins, and we have to get them before they can get through their portal. He's got my shield. That's a bit annoying. So I've still got my weapon. Just not my shield. I think I'm actually much more annoyed about that. So you've got my shield, so I'll focus on you. So they're not really running away. There we go. Give me that gold back. There we go. Some golden food. And then you've got the rest. There we go, I'll take all of that back, thank you very much. So I think I technically missed some of it. But I recovered most of it, and I should have got my shield back, which is good. As you prepare to continue your journey, you notice a small figure hiding in the shadows nearby. You pounce on the creature and drag it into the light. "Hello, my boy. What a coincidence meeting you here," Mr. Lionel exclaims sheepishly. "Having a spot of goblin trouble?" "Oh, hello, Mr. Lionel. Do you remember maybe, Mr. Lionel vanishing into a portal and leaving us to all of the goblin guards?" "I do." Mr. Lionel gives a deep sigh, sits back down and says, "Well, funny thing really. I wanted the crown to blackmail my way back into the city, but it turns out that this way is much better." He goes on to explain how, after learning that a brazen human thief had dared to raid the Goblin King's own treasure vault, stealing the king's crown no less, he sent word to the king that he could help get it back in exchange for ending his exile. "All I had to do was agree to help his guards find you, and he revoked my banishment. While the crown remains stolen, he can continue to rule by default. He needs me to help him make sure nobody else gets it first. I suppose he'll keep trying to find the crown, but I'm sure you can deal with his lackeys, eh, lad?" Mr. Lionel produces a horn from an inner pocket, plays a quick, sharp note.
I have waited for an appropriate player. It seems there are more eons ahead.
And a magical portal appears behind him. Don't let this world get you down, friend. You never know when luck will go your way." With that, he grabs his toes, rolls backwards into the portal, and vanishes. So we get a token. I guess this means more goblins might keep showing up. Hopefully Mr. Lionel will pay us back. Then again, he has given us plenty of gold and equipment, so maybe it's only fair. Asleep at the inn.
What sort of scoundrel would go through a sleeping man's belongings?
So I vaguely remember this card was unlocked after we met a ghost in a forest. Somebody who said they were from our past and was slightly hurt that we'd forgotten about them.
We play for a token now.
While sleeping in an inn, you jolt awake to find a bandit rifling through your belongings. You're quick to your feet, weapon already in hand. The bandit laughs, clearly drunk. "Easy there, princess. Spare an apple, would you? There's a good lad." He stands unsteadily, clutching a stolen apple and some coins. You grab his arm in protest and earn a punch to the face. "Looks like Nancy here wants to fight." The bandit laughs again, spits at your feet, and turns to leave. Okay, yeah, he's getting what for. With one practice swing, you execute him. A surprised gasp is the last sound he makes. Suddenly the room's filled with lackeys. 5 bandits. So we could redraw them, or we can keep them. 5 bandits, yeah, we can handle that. I don't want to redraw, like, the 6 of bandits, or, like, worse monsters. Oop, no countering. Oop, no countering, nope. I don't know if reflecting projectiles counts as countering, but I don't think we have to find out necessarily. I wonder if one does more damage. Or if it's just for breaking through shields and armor. Not that these guys have either, but it'd be interesting if it does just a flat amount higher damage. There we go. Because that might make up for its sort of low base damage overall. Okay, so we beat the bandits. Thieves dealt with, you accidentally wipe your brow with a hand slick with the blood that has run down your weapon. You turn, hoping to find a wash basin, and find yourself once again in the presence of the ghost from the forest. Its eyes, so familiar, so real, compared to its shifting body, look at you in fear. You took their lives so easily. Are you already lost? Remember who you are, who you were. I have lingered too long in this place. It drains so. Do not forget me. You blink, and the ghost is gone. Those eyes, gone. So we didn't get the token, so perhaps we need to spare the bandits in order to get that token. Interesting. Or we'll have to wait for it to come up again. For now, we're off on a trip down the river. Wait, what? Halfway across, the ferryman attacks you. It's actually the Jack of Dust. Well, that's something that we've not seen before. Oh, we're actually on a ferry. That looks exciting. Whoop, dodge. So I think if he hits us, he's going to steal some of that gold, so let's try and avoid that. Because I'm more worried about losing gold than I am about health, apparently. But no, there we go. Dealt with. He goes over the board. And I guess we now have to sail the ferry by ourselves. We're free to continue our journey, but we do get a gain card. 10 gold per blessing, so 10 gold.
I have been confident, perhaps complacent.
Yet, these final opponents I assembled in ages past specifically to hold against the greatest challengers. Ye cannot possibly hope to defeat them.
I can. Well, I can hope at least. So there's stairs out of the dungeon.
Caves and caverns. One cannot hope to find adventure without a little delving now.
But we're going to go and explore these cards because they look interesting and exciting.
Again, a token is at stake.
One day on your travels, you meet a familiar face, the young man whom you helped escape town with his beloved. He is sitting under a tree singing to himself. As you approach, you realise that he stinks of ale, and his singing is a little too merry. He looks up at you as you approach. You! Haven't you caused enough sorrow? He stops to take another sip from a bottle. Thanks to you, we escaped the town. He goes on to explain that once they were free of her father's pursuit, his beloved ditched him. For the first mercenary we met. If only we'd never left. He continues angrily. Now I must beg for coin to pay for my drink. 10 gold for a song, or have you no pity for fools? You know, we got a windfall recently, let's pay him for a song. We throw him a few coins and he composes himself. He begins to sing. He conjures up vivid and heartfelt imagery of beauty and innocence, lifting your morale and inspiring you to epic deeds. We get 1 max health gain card and a token. Only 5 max health, but for 10 gold that's actually kind of worthwhile. The song ends and he drifts into a restless slumber, and we continue our journey. And we get a token. Druids.
Let us meet those who worship natural forces rather than the gods.
Druids are fun, right? Druids are fun, friendly folk. It alliterates, so it must be true. You are approached by a group of mysterious robed people. One of the robed figures addresses you. You look well accustomed to battle. Would you like to earn some coin? Well, let's hear what the plan is. We are druids wishing to perform certain rituals over the coming weeks. These activities must take place at specific times and places. We cannot risk any interruptions, such as from creatures or bandits. We will pay gold to one who protects us during the ceremonies. Yeah, right. The first ceremony will begin at the Sacred Stones at exactly midday on the summer solstice. We shall see you there. I have foreseen it. So we unlock the next sort of arc of this story. But other than that, nothing happens. Can we be bothered to go down to the Blood Auction Part 2? No, I'm just going to go straight for the cave escape.
All sorts of terrible things live in caves. Are you sure?
So there's a shop down there.
What brings you to play the game?
Maybe we'll buy a ring.
I know you will not tell me. Like all the rest, you are silent.
Trial by combat.
As you plunder the secrets of your memories, you'll gain new cards. Some you'll wish you'd left untouched.
You return to the Kraken cult. Perhaps if you can prove yourself in a trial by combat, then the Kraken cult may aid you in some way. So these lizard men have been praying to the Kraken for help stopping the mages stealing their people. We don't really want the Kraken destroying ships, but we've agreed to help the lizard men out, and they've accepted on condition that we can win a trial by combat. So let's give it a go. We descend into the deepest recesses of the earth. Surrounding by chanting lizard men, you enter the arena. 4 of scales, that's actually a little bit painful. Do we want to redraw? I mean, it's likely that it will only get worse, but let's give it a go. 3 of mages. I think that might be better. It's interesting, I was expecting it to be more lizard men, so I was sort of expecting to, what's the word, have to choose between more lizard men or, yeah. I was expecting just a different number of lizard men, so it was a bit of a gamble that it would be more or less. But mages, that's fine, it's interesting. So we've got to be a bit wary of their missiles, because I'm still not sure if countering counts as in blocking the missiles counts as countering, and you don't want to activate that curse. Definitely seem to be taking quite a lot of damage, this guy. It's taking a lot of punishment. That's interesting. Why is that 19 out of 30 doing? Have we seen that before? I don't know if we have. Please tell me I don't have to get a combo of 30 to kill this guy. Oh my god, it looks like that might be the case. Please tell me that's not the case. Although Otherwise we're going to have to be here for a long, long time, and I'm not going to have anything to say. Nearly there. Let's focus on this guy. It's these lines that are a real problem, because we have to dodge them, and then that puts us in a tricky situation where we end up dodging into them and then losing our streak. Oh, goodness sake. See, that's going to trigger and then break our streak. Can't see a thing that's going on now. Oh. Okay, this is a bit of a problem. So, I don't know if we'd still have had this trouble if we were fighting Lizard then. I hope. I mean, I sort of hope so, actually, because it seems silly that we're in this position. Oh, on the bright side, can we just keep rolling to prolong our combo streak? No. And we're down to about half health. So if we can just get one of them, then we're going to be in better shape getting the rest, because it's these green lines that keep breaking our combo streak. Ah dear. Click, 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 click. I think this may be our first death. Oh, goodness sake. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yep, I think this might be it. There doesn't seem to be a good way of getting through this. I wonder if this is the case for all mages, or if it's just this arena. Alright, we're going to have to be a lot better at blocking these projectiles if we want to get through this. What happened that time? I didn't take any damage. Did it just because I was attacking in the wrong direction, it lost the combo? Okay, so we avoided that. But see, now I'm trapped here and I can't... because I was trapped away from him, the combo streak got broken. This is incredible. I can only hope that there's some special rule to this encounter that means even if we do lose here, we don't necessarily die. Because this looks almost impossible to beat. Maybe that's it. Instead of focusing on one person, I can split split my damage and attention between them. Which will... There we go. Oh. Okay, so we don't have to defeat them. We just have to get a streak of 30. Now that's very different. You honor us and the Kraken with your strength. The Elder Lizard awaits you. Bring her your rarest materials. That's interesting. I don't know what it means by rarest materials. So gosh, we've gone from 105 health down to 38. But we do get a token. That was pretty crippling. Hey, I got an achievement for it. The Elder Lizard. Nice. Okay, let's climb down this canyon. Hopefully we don't take plenty of damage trying to get it back. Whew. That was tense.
Choose from these options.
Does that mean I take damage? 2 health pain cards. Minus 10 health. Minus 5 health. So we're on 29 health, but we get an equipment card. Specifically a weapon, we get Thunderstrike. Oh, that's something. So yeah, we'll replace that, and then we're going to the shop, and I might just buy enough food so that I can back and forth for a little bit, because we're dangerously low if they're going to start throwing things like that at us. That was more difficult than most of the bosses we faced. It certainly took longer than most of them. Oh, I can heal wounds directly here. 8 gold for... Okay. That tooltip's not refreshed. There we go. 10 gold for 15 health. Yeah, we'll buy a couple of those. That's probably sufficient, because we'll make some more as we go past. So, what can we buy? We can buy the Skeleton King Shield. Shield Bash can kill regular skeletons and stun other targets. Ah, finally got Mortal Whimsy, so we can find out what it does even if we can't afford it. This weapon randomly takes the properties of a different weapon each combat. That's exciting, but probably useless. We can get the Mercenary Contract for more gold. or we can get the Skeleton King's sword for a healing ability in combat. Do I keep the thunder or do I go for healing? Because we can sell our weapon if we want this. Or do I just stick with... I think I don't get any of those and I get food. I know it's boring, but I do want to be sort of prepared for other encounters.
I'm sure you are grateful for that.
Alright, let's keep moving onwards. What have we got to next? Okay, so there's the stairs, we find out these... Oh, okay. I think I will backtrack for those because they look interesting.
Sail away and see what you will find.
Huh, it's funny, because you said sea and it's a boat. No, I don't want to go to the shop. I'm passing it by. There we go. Maze of traps.
Let us stake a token on their foolishness.
So we get the Goblin King's treasure vaults, which means we go through another one of those mazes full of traps, which are normally quite easy, as long as there's not a goblin throwing bombs at us. Oh, there is a goblin throwing bombs at us. Okay, that's not great. What was this direction? Was it just another path? Whoop, didn't see that. That was dumb. Alright, let's go this way instead. Oh, okay, didn't see that one either. So, this is the first time we've seen a vault that looks like this. But okay, so we got past that. I don't know if I can get through there. They look like traps to me. Alright, let's start going this way. It's the ones in the bushes are the ones that get me because I can't see them easily and I roll into them like that. Yeah. Okay, that was... Oh, I'm stuck. Oh, that was awful. So after all of that, I got stuck in a wall and then dodged right into some spikes. Oh dear, that's pretty gruesome.
And so the game takes another life. Do not worry, though. You may try again. Your weapon has powers, yet you haven't used them. And now you're dead.
To be fair, there was nothing I could use them on this time. But yeah, this is our first death. So this one, this time the King of Plague gets to live to fight another day. However, we're going to come back to him, and we've at least unlocked these tokens, so we get to cycle through some more of these interesting events. So for encountering the golems, we get a food gain card, a artifact, and the card Goblins. For buying a song from the Lonely Bard, we get Innocence, which looks like a shield. For agreeing to protect the Druid's rituals, we get the card Summer Solstice. And for beating Trial by Combat, we get the Elder Lizard, so we have to bring her something valuable. Well, I hope it's not too big a disappointment this time, but that's sometimes the cards that you are dealt. So our next attempt at the King of Plague will have to wait until next time. Until then, I've been Landric, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you then.